Hello, and good, I think it's afternoon now. Yes, indeed, later afternoon. But, yes, hope everyone's doing well. It is, without a doubt, the most beautiful day in Richmond in forever. I would say a couple months. The sun has been out, sky has been mostly blue, and just feels great outside. Just wonderful day, wonderful day. The I better be quick. The probably most hilarious thing is that when you're outside and it's not so hot that you're sweating. At least for me, I have diagnosed with Sjogren syndrome, which means everything is dry. It's the bottom line. It's spelled differently. It's SJO. So I mean, it's might be unfamiliar with it, but it's truly hilarious to me. At least today. Sometimes joint pain and brain fog kind of gets me, especially when you sleep for 3 hours a night for 2 months straight. Excuse me, but it's one time you're kind of hoping for a little sweat because no matter what I do, wash my hair every couple hours if I could, or just I I mean, I don't want to go through everything. I'm trying to think, but I do whatever I can is the bottom line. And my head is always so dry. You can call it psoriasis, you can call it what have you, but I know that it's just so dry. No matter what I do, it just seems to get dry immediately. I put a pound of grease in the morning, and it's just, by midday, it's, snowing and all of that. So, oh yeah, not really snowing in Richmond, except for my shoulders. So it's just such a hilarious issue to deal with because if I don't catch it or notice it that it started drying up or what have you, it just looks really dirty. So it's one of those things where you try to keep it looking nice, keep it looking in decent order. As I move closer, you can see how horrible my hairline is. The just issue. Oh gosh, it's just annoying. So I have some new stuff I haven't tried yet. I bought it a couple weeks ago. I never tried it, but some stuff from Morocco. So recommended it, and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. I'll probably get a try in the morning. Probably morning. See what happens. We'll see. I may just try to get a haircut tomorrow. Well, I can't get a haircut without getting this straight. Like I said, it looks dirty, so it looks nasty, So, I don't like going to a barbershop and having, everything's so sickening and such. It'd be nice to have somebody I could pay just to come to the house. That'd be less embarrassing, I guess. But, I'll figure it out. I'll work it out. Let's see. Other thing, I had to mention it because I didn't realize it. I, tweeted and Howard, tweeted me back, and it's just still so. It's a little unbelievable. Maybe it's not as unbelievable anymore. Something about the darkness that comedians deal with, or that often helps them to find their humor or to help them find their personality. I know the way people talk about Robin Williams is that he was always on. If he had a horrible day, he never really showed it. So the masterfulness of that type of work ethic is kind of what it boils down to. Even though it's comedian, I mean, you work hard. I know I listen to Joe Rogan Experience. Actually, it's on Ustream right now. But you have to. Well, he's given a very good picture of all of his numbers because he gave a very good picture of how much work is actually necessary to be successful as a comedian. I mean, if you're putting out the same material, actually, I can think of great examples of people I don't like to watch to this day because it seems like they're doing the same material from 2002 when I was in high school. So it takes work. It takes work, and I mean, just thinking back on my personal experience with Mr. Williams, of course, Aladdin. A lot of people come up with that. Hook growing up was one of my favorite movies. It's just cool. It was a new take on Peter Pan, and it wasn't the Peter Pan story, but it was in the world, it was in the universe, and it was so well done. And I didn't like his character for most of the movie, so I mean, it just really drew you in. I mean, that's so interesting now I think about it, because if you being unhappy and so down later in life and such a stickler for things. The Hook really showed you that, you can still be happy. It's funny to think of it this way because it mirrors back to the original story, but you always have a happy thought. I was in high school and people always wonder, like, why are you always smiling? Oh, it's so good to see you smiling. And I appreciate it, for sure. But I entertained myself. It wasn't always, something altruistic, but in my head, I had things that made me laugh, made me smile, and I try to keep those at the forefront. So often, if I'm smiling, I look crazy, but I, I'm enjoying some type of laugh to myself, which maybe it's selfish, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. So, all right, Popeye. I almost forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Well, the more I think about it, how I would like to describe it, but it was absolutely, as a child, I watched Popeye because my dad watched Popeye growing up, and of course the spinach thing was always cool as a young man, like, oh, it gets strong. But Popeye, when he did Popeye, when I first saw it, I thought it was the animation. I was like, oh, how'd they get this animation so good? Because it was spot on. He must have been a fan when he was growing up. And I mean, most cartoons from that era, I mean, he was born in 51, everyone's showing, so it makes sense. And I mean, the way he's talking, there's like, like he just had it so well done that it was wonderful. I can go back and watch that movie mostly still. Yeah, absolutely could. So, okay, Hook, Popeye, Mrs. Doubtfire I actually liked when I was younger. I don't know every reason why, but I know that he was hilarious in it. And actually, no, I do know why, because my dad worked a lot when I was younger. So always had a connection with movies and stories uh, that played on that divide or separation, the him having to be away from his children, and that was like, oh wow, he's doing anything he can to be around them. I think that's what I really liked about the story. And it's it mirrored my dad. I know he did everything he could to be around as much, but he worked a lot. It's kind of how it is. The see, the next movie I'll have to say, not to make this too long, but Aladdin. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed Aladdin growing up. See, those are my top movies. Definitely my top movies, and that doesn't count good when I finally saw Good Morning Vietnam. Oh gosh, that that felt heavy. The first time he came on the radio, that actually scared me. Like, oh my god, he's gonna get in trouble. Oh my gosh, what's he doing? So that was a funny role, well played part. Uh, the What Dreams May Come. Of what I remember of that one, that was pretty good. Always great when they go to different environments, different worlds, different universes, different rules. And yeah, I would say that the Patch Adams, would I remember that also? It was a very cool story. And I think that's another thing. He had such a range of movies, and it wasn't until this year that I was watching some old clips on YouTube that I saw that he started with well, when he was doing stand up and sketch work. I mean, he was back with Paul Mooney, like back in the '80s, and Robin Harris. Oh my gosh, Bebe's Kids. I mean, just so many different things you never know about someone had an amazing history, and you almost don't want to believe that he did it, but you know, I I want his family to have peace. I won't even entertain the stuff, and just you never know what which shoulder someone's listening to on a particular day, especially if you're going through things. And the way America is right now, everyone's going through something. So you try to feel for others as much as you can. At least that's what I think we should do. I try, not perfect, but it's very. I was the Young Turks the other day, Cenk, he was saying how we had the illusion that that we know them. Excuse me, because we see them so often. You know, I remember those movies. I remember being a little kid sitting next to my dad watching Popeye on TV. So you feel like you have a connection with them because they're in your memories. You feel as though you know them. So as best as I can to his memory, just we will indeed miss you. Yeah. So all that said, on a more positive note, well, still positive because he's hilarious and his legacy is what he left to us. Dead Poet Society, I gotta forget about that. My gosh. Oh, Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting. Yes, yes, Matt Damon. So I mean, just so many different things to come up. But like I said, on another positive note for awesome stuff, I'm really thinking about trying out Blue Apron. For those who haven't seen it, I think I'm going to pull it up. The the main point of it is that they send you meals that you can cook. You don't have to go shopping. You don't have to, is how I understand it. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the site just because I'm seriously thinking about it. So if anyone else has any experiences on it, let me know. But yeah, delivered to your home weekly. Didn't realize that, but that makes more sense. $10 per person per meal. It's fresh, convenience delivery. I don't think that's bad. Interesting. I didn't think about the weekly part. So they probably, let's say well, I don't know how it works. Just pretty much, I'm gonna check it out to see, how it might actually work for me. The low sums of time that I'm able to be conscious during daylight and also get healthy food, I'm realizing that I have no desire anymore to eat the standard fast food. So I'll be on my way home, I'll think about stopping at the store, but I have no idea what I want to get. So, I'm just as, just like everybody else, but I mean, I unfortunately just have the ability to ignore my hunger for most of the day. So I'll make it all the way home and like, oh, I should have got something. But I know that when I was out, I didn't have the taste or desire to get anything. So, it's this could be worth paying for the convenience of having this stuff around. I would love to start cooking again. To be honest with you, I'm guilty. I'll admit to it, but I probably haven't cooked anything seriously since I got married. So it's great that the options there. Well, whatever I was gonna say. Basically, I'm thinking about doing because I want to cook again. Gosh, I knew how to cook for what I liked, and bachelor living by myself. So I know how to cook things to my liking. But I would like, I still had a buddy of mine show me how to cook beef macaroni and cheese. Actually, I had to do the roux and everything, and I haven't even tried it. I mean, he showed me probably a year ago now, and I haven't had a chance to really try it. But well, it might have been over a year. But that's the type of stuff I like, and that's all physics. I mean, the timing, the little by little, the proteins and all of that, grabbing. That's cool to me. It's very similar to the House episodes, if you've ever seen it, where the House gets an affinity for cooking. It's like it's all physics. You want to slow down the cooking, put a little vinegar in, make it basic. So things like that are so cool to me. But this is way too long. I probably could have done 2 videos in this for all that I covered. But appreciate you stopping in. And my gosh, phone hadn't rang yet, but almost time for sleep. I was tired today. So had to backload some of that energy. So, I think it'll go well. Have a great day. Hope your day's as beautiful as mine. Yeah. Side note, talked to someone a couple weeks ago about the weather, and no, I talked to him yesterday. Well, it might have been a couple weeks ago we talked about the weather, but yeah, apparently the weather in Florida is awesome. Go figure. But I know that the time to go is between November and March, to miss the daily random showers and to not get the most intense heat. So funny how that time coincides with the winter. Like most people normally, go south for the winter. But anyway, enjoy the day. I'll get out your hair. So have a good